Good morning, brothers. I hope this video finds you well. As you can see, I'm wearing the pink shirt. I bought this shirt in the hopes that my girlfriend would like it. She didn't even bloody notice it. If it's the other way around, if I don't notice something that she's like, a new top that she's just knitted, I'm in trouble. But I was like waiting for her to say something about the shirt, because I thought she's never seen me wear this sort of colour before, and I've only ever worn mostly hunting clothes. I don't have much clothes anyway, but no, not a comment. Anyway, this video is not about that. I'm on my way to the dentist. I've got a deep root canal that's going to hopefully get finished today, and that's what this video is about. It's about getting your dental checks, because this is the Bro Check channel. But it's not really just your dental checks, it's all your checks. The thing is, going to the dentist is actually not a lot of fun. Well, unless you've programmed your brain to make a lot of fun, which you can actually do, which I actually have done, which is another story and for another day. That was through a form of hypnosis with somebody, because I used to hate going to the dentist when I was a little boy. We used to call it the murder house. Back in the day, they actually used to practice on us kids, the nurses that were in training, and consequently all our teeth got filled up with amalgam, and even ones that didn't need it, and it created some bad memories. So my teeth are pretty much shit anyway. As I like chewing on my meat, I look after my teeth. So about 10 years ago, I had a terrible experience at the dentist, and I went, that's it, I've got to overcome this anxiety. It was a terrible experience. Things went really wrong. Bits of shard of bone got broken, and it was a drawn out, painful experience that then became an infection that just about cost me bloody a whole lot of teeth on the side here. A story for another day. Probably a story nobody actually wants to hear, and I probably won't tell. But anyway, I went and saw Hillary, and I got hypnosis, so that in my mind, when going to the dentist, it'd be something I look forward to. So consequently, this morning, I'm actually quite excited about going to the dentist. I know, bizarre but true. So you can actually change the way you're fearful about things that you have to tackle. And let's face it, if you don't tackle things like a rotten tooth, they fester and they will even kill you. Teeth are related to your heart. You can get a heart attack, and that's medical, that's science. But we also tend to avoid all the other things. And I use the rotten tooth as an analogy. Some things just need to be dealt with. It might be that conversation that you have to have with your father. It might be that conversation you've got to have with your workmate. It could be that conversation you have to have with your partner. It might be that conversation you need to deal with your sibling, or just a mate, or a work colleague. It might be that dog that's got a problem that you need to either fix it or get rid of the dog. In the case of a dog, particularly if the dog has bitten somebody, I don't think that there's an area there where pretty much that's happened, unless it's just a snap bite out of fear. Dogs don't have a very short life if they bite people, and rightfully so. Children getting there. There was a little girl that actually got her nose bitten off in Richmond one time. It was a Labrador, of all dogs. People think Labradors are probably high up on the ones that you can trust, but she broke the cardinal rule. She stuck her head inside its car. It was on the street, and she stuck her head in, it grabbed her nose and actually took her nose off. And that's a story that's kind of gone around locally here for quite a while now. I don't know what the outcome was for the poor child, and hopefully they were able to reconstruct what was left of her nose, if anything. But yeah, entering a dog's domain is always a no-no. So check on yourself. I'll keep this short because I'm just about to get into the dentist chair and start the drilling. I've got 4 canals, and I was supposed to have this done months ago, but COVID lockdown, we were in lockdown 4 when it got really bad, and man did I suffer, because I couldn't go to the dentist and they couldn't do surgery on it. And I actually ended up going to hospital. I ended up going in A&E because the pain was so bad, and they were going to extract it in hospital, but through COVID rules and all that, they couldn't even do surgery there. There's so much actual suffering that the lockdowns and the mandates have caused outside of actual COVID that people don't really think about, but that's a minor thing compared to some people. Some people needing elective surgery for cancer that's actually growing worse and worse, and in the meantime, the cancer's taken their life. And I've heard of more than one story on that. Check on yourself and do the hard yards now, and it'll be easier later on. If you put something off that's inevitable, you will pay the price. You will suffer. We all know that, and a lot of people put their head in the sand. I don't want to have that conversation with my father, or I don't want to talk to my boss about that, or I don't want to get on my computer and go through those emails and pay those bills right now. And in the end result, it is you suffer. And I know about that because I had a fine a while ago that it was niggling me. I had a broken window that somebody had sprayed my window with stones in a 30k zone. It's happened to me twice now. Okay, 3 times. I'm just thinking the 3rd time. It's happened twice, and I put it off paying the fine. I was actually over in Blenheim with my son playing St Patrick's Day last year, and I had to park with my window cracked, and I couldn't get my warrant because the window, I was waiting for it to all fall into place. And in the meantime, one of those people came along the street and just went, right, $200 fine because you haven't got a warrant of fitness. And I also got a parking fine on top of that because my parking meter expired, and I kept on putting that off, just letting this guy go through the crossing. And what happened was the fine got more and more, and it was no different to a tooth. So I can relate to you if you've got something that you are putting off. For me, putting that off, I actually had to put the money elsewhere, but that's still not an excuse. I could have written and said, hey, can you give me a extension? I'm struggling a little bit right now. I could have said that, but I was like, nah, stuff it. And I ended up having to pay the extended amount. I forget what it was. I think it went into another $150. I think it ended up being $350. In the end, it costed me. Lesson learnt. I should have known better. I'm old enough and ugly enough to know better, but I still make mistakes, and I'll continue to make mistakes because I'm a human being, and that's what we do. We make mistakes. Right, we're nearly at the dentist. Short video. Smash out the day. Check on your brother. Check on yourself. Check on your teeth. Check on your skin. Check on everything. Preparation now can save you a whole lot of pain later on. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys when I do another video, which will probably be tomorrow, because they're easy enough to smack out while I'm talking. Love you all very much for your honesty and your transparency and your commitment to this funny little channel. The amount of you that keep on coming back, it's really good to have you on board, and I appreciate you very much for subscribing and liking and commenting. Your comments are so valuable to me, to everybody, and this channel is about checking on each other. So make the effort to check on somebody today, and if you can't check on somebody, check on that person that's really important in your life. Yo, go steady, and we'll see you soon. Right, time for the murder house.